Alright, how's it going everybody? I'm Galen Osters, that's Captain Q, how do you do? And today we're here to continue off from where we left off in Pokemon SoulSilver randomized Nuzlocke. In the last episode we had audio issues, I'd done a thing, and we hopefully had some fun. I mentioned that we're probably going to be headed to Goldenrod, and we're going to do some of that Team Rocket fun stuff today. So that's kind of what we got on the agenda. We should be getting a call any second now, as we do right now. And this will be like, oh, I'll get the goldenrod. Oh no, oh no, oh no. All right. So, I mentioned I had some stuff to talk about. Oh, I need to actually. You're not saving any money. I don't want you to save it. Keep it up. Yep. Thank you. All right. I mentioned I had some stuff to be talking about in the next episode. I also have episode 14 exporting right now, not rendering out because I don't have too much stuff to actually render. I have no idea where we're headed here. Let's just get through this fast. How about that? I think we can all agree on that. But all right, I mentioned I wanted to I had some stuff to talk about, and you know, I don't know if how much people's fancy this is gonna hit, but kind of want to talk about manga right now. Why? Because I feel like I've done an oopsie, but at the same time, I feel like I'm doing myself a favor. Because I have an idea to well, I need to go to the Pokemon Center actually. Wow, but I want to collect all of the Bleach manga, and I don't know if that was the best one to get started with, and I decided I wanted to do the Bleach manga because one, right now Bleach is my number one, and I think it it's one of those where it's my favorite, but I can agree that it's not the best. And so let's just put all of our things aside. That is my take. I will still say Attack. I will still say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the best. Attack on Titan is probably second best. And I am keeping an eye on the little bar on Audacity to see if I'm peaking. And I've seen it move a little bit, so hopefully we're not in those issues. But alright. What I was really trying to say though is I've been super impressed with the Bleach like, are they stills? Or like just like the framing, like just the pictures of everything has been absolutely amazing. I'm not an artist. I don't know any of those terms. Please forgive me on that part. So, but I mean, I feel like I've gotten very, very good. Very, just, I made a really good decision. I think if there's another one I'll get to collect, it'll be like getting Dragon Ball. Because I like how across the spine it has like just all the different characters. I think that's absolutely amazing. If I really felt like throwing up a picture here, I could show you a picture of it, but that's not me, at least on my own stuff right now. But I've really liked the art style. I really love the art style of Bleach. I like the spines. I like the look of everything, and I have an idea. Like, I know there's like some websites out there that you can get like anime swords, and it might sound weird, but I really think it'd be cool to have Bleach, and then I think it'd be cool to have a like I think it'd be really, really cool to have Ichigo's, like, Zanpakuto. So I should say that the right way. Zanpakuto, not swords. I mean, there are swords, but whatever. There's probably someone that's weeb enough that would fight me on that stuff, so we'll call him the Zanpakuto, because I don't want to deal with it. And I want Ichigo's, and they also have Rukia's. And now, Rukia is probably one of my favorite females in anime, just as like a character. And that is not the radio station. But and recognize how I framed that with Rukia, just one of my favorite characters overall, as well, one of my favorite female characters overall. And I need to go. Okay. So, alright. But, now then. Alright, whatever. We're gonna go at this pace. Probably not a smart idea to have the export going, but everything's gonna be good. We haven't been in any issues. um, I would say though, like, and probably the weird thing, like I made sure to get the anniversary, like the 20th anniversary. Like I made sure to get the 20th anniversary, like first volume, because I mean I think that's cool to have. And I've also got Burn the Witch, which is Tite Kubo's other manga that he's now working on. So I think that's really cool to have. But that's kind of. But I guess I'll say the other thing, which I started to get. I'd done this on a whim first time because I just went by Barnes and Noble, and in my mind I was like, I'm gonna go just look and see, and I had an idea to yeah, this is kind of bad, whatever. I kind of had the idea that I wanted to work on a bookshelf, and I wanted something that would look good on the bookshelf. And Bleach really stood out to me for like just the white on the spine, and then like the what like it's cluttered, but it looks really nice. So that's kind of been that was kind of one of the big drawing factors. And I funny enough, I decide I didn't really decide from the get go being like I'm gonna do this. No, I was actually like went to Barnes and Noble and I was like, you know what? What's a really cool looking spine that's of a series I've actually watched. Um, and was kind of the I don't wanna, which I'll be honest, my go to like I don't know if guilty pleasure is really the best way to put it, but my probably like like I said, okay, so remember, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and Attack on Titan are the best anime I've seen. But I will say my favorites I'm at Bleach, Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Z specifically. I love OG Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super is okay, and the last half of Dragon Ball GT is great as well. First half of Dragon Ball GT, bad. Last half of Dragon Ball GT, good. Just a little thing to keep in mind. But, so, OG Dragon Ball Z. But Dragon Ball Z is, in particular, if we're really having to name stuff here. Well, I mean, I guess that's not fair, because the 1,000-Year Blood War, if we're having to do that with Dragon Ball Z to GT. Just that first season Thousand Year Blood War makes me be like, okay, Thousand Year Blood War is my thing. That is what it is. That is the best thing. No one can fight. Okay, but kind of. So again, let's favorites: Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and then Food War. So those are my three favorites. Dragon Ball Z, I'm definitely looking forward to getting. Uh, Collecting manga, but I'm going to finish Bleach first. I know I've seen stuff about the Hell arc, so I don't know what that fully entails. I haven't looked into it that much actually, but I do know there's a thing called the Hell arc, and I'm kinda so I might if they end up with more manga for that, then definitely will be something I'll have to get as well. But what I was really getting at is I have 28 through 34, and then I have 41. And I'm going to explain why I have those. And it is very simple. So, anyone who doesn't know, well, there, I guess, uh, it's been out for a long enough. Okay, 32 is the Ichigo versus Grimjow, and 41 is Ichigo versus Ukiura. So, if y'all most importantly, 41 is the big stuff against Ukiura. So, I really would like to get 40, whatever, but I'm kind of, my main plan at this point is I wanna buy, like, all the, like, I think it's, like, 22 to 48 is, vol- is Volume 2, so I'm gonna buy all of Volume 2, like, solo, and then, or, like, the singles like that, and then I'm gonna buy, like, the big, just, box set of Volume 1 and Volume 3 for there, which I think it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited to be able to finish it, just finish the collection, and just the other day I really started looking at them, and I was like, you know what? These are actually just like they're speaking to me on this one. Actually, like I was just like, okay, the art's great, and I want to shout out a person that is a whole lot better at this YouTube thing than I am. Shout out a person who doesn't know who I am. Shout out a person who you should really check out if you like, because I've really liked his just like he's done reviews of anime and manga and stuff, and that is the YouTuber by Totally Not Mark. He has he had something that was explaining, like he does the thing breaking down Bleach, so like the manga. He didn't touch the Thousand Year Blood War, but thing that made me really look into like the manga of Bleach. And one thing that from just what he said, and I'm realizing it while looking through the manga like that I have, and seeing like what other like people who do cover anime and manga stuff, which yes, I'm a nerd who watches that stuff, whatever. Um, you see, like, and it's why I'm definitely going to watch One Piece, however big of a thing that is, instead of trying to even get into the manga stuff, because I think I well, what Totally Not Mark said was he mentioned like the big difference between both of them, how got like you have Bleach, and with Kubo, he like most of his backgrounds, they're all white. So I mean, like you really just focus on like the characters. Maybe it's like a big fight scene, and like you might only see like Ichigo versus whoever, and that's like he gets like the impact stuff, and like that's just something I really noticed, which has made me also really enjoy like anime. Like as a person who went to school for broadcast for like production stuff, like I really have such a like fondness to anime, to just like cartoons in general, because of like just the extra level they have to go through of drawing it, of just like putting it on paper. It's such a so insane to me. And we got another thing that's really insane too with that. But I'm just but yeah, that's kind of a little that's a just an idea I had. I've like I enjoy a lot. I enjoy it. I was able to get. I got 28 through 31 at Barnes and Noble because they had a buy one get. They had buy one get one half off, and which they're normally like if you buy two of, they're normally $10 each. So if you buy two of them, they're it's $20. So it's like okay, that's a little like I don't want to be a person who complains about money, but I'm a person who complains about everything being expensive. I mean, I don't want to be like that because I would love to be able to have enough money that like you could have enough money to spare to where you can help others out. But instead, you look at it and you're like, I'm gonna buy this for a collection because I want to put a sword out in front of it and that'll look cool. But I need to save money. So, not really the most ideal situation to be put in. But um, yeah, buy one get one half off. So I bought four, and I got four of them for $30, which I mean, whenever it's normally 40, it's like okay, it makes a lot of sense to do it like that. And well, it's probably would make more sense to get some other things too. I mean, you got. I mean, I like having a collection, and I feel like whenever you have a collection, sometimes you have to really just like if you have a collection, you need to just go with your collection. You need because it'll bring you joy, and I didn't know how much joy it would bring me being able to just sit down and look through. And I mean, like you really get like this, like what I got is actually like the start of Hueco Mundo, which some people might think that's not the greatest. I really enjoy Hueco Mundo, and I think that like it's really cool to be able to just see and just kind of experience it all. So I mean, like, uh, one thing I hate is how much Xylopero is a part of the whole, just it as a whole. So I did find myself skipping through everything that Xylopero is a part of. Now, there's probably someone out there who likes Xylopero, and I just have to question why, because he was really annoying. I watched it both dubbed and subbed, mainly because I watched the first little bit of it dubbed on something. My subscription ran out, and I found out that it was on Tubi. It's not on Tubi no longer, but it was, and I watched like I just kind of had that urge, and I just went back to it. Oh my goodness, I'm really into this, and yeah, it's so. But no matter what happened, I always hated Style Opera. He is annoying in both Japanese and English. So I mean, he is bilingual and annoying. So I mean, it's bad enough to be just unolingual, but to be bilingual, like that's can just horrible. Like that's just not great. I also don't like Noyatora, but that's like I don't know. If you can tell, like I will say I'm not a fan of villains. I understand it's necessary, and I do. I mean, I will say I really like I really like Eyes. I really like Grimjow. I Eyes and some spoilers. Maybe not. Eh, eh. I mean, I seen like I heard how it ended, and I heard how well I say how it ended, but I heard like one of the big spoilers for it, for Bleach as a whole, and I was confused by it, and I watched it, and I was able to get like my own takeaway from it. So yeah, um, but yeah, I was I just really don't like Psylocke. He really just like drags the whole just the whole happiness down, which is sad considering like Quakemundo has, I think, fairly interesting villains. Which I mean, you get like all of the I mean, I see a Spada there. I mean, Bleach has the best music in anime that I've heard. So I mean, if you want to prove me wrong, then you can go right ahead. But I love the Viva La Spada or whatever it's called because it's just amazing. Like it just has like the whole it just hits. Like it just hits exactly everything, every bone I want to have hit. Like it has like it has funky music. It has upbeat music. It has music that every time it starts, I think it's actually Chris Benoit's theme, which y'all, if anyone knows anything about WWE, there's a problem with Chris Benoit, but man, is this theme good? Which it sucks that such a the instant that happened there had to kind of ruin that music because it's like this would be really good to go work out to, but you kind of would look really weird to sit here with it'd be weird if people caught what you're listening to and then like while you're working out and they'd be like yeah so yeah. But number one, also absolutely amazing. There's nothing you can say that would make me think otherwise. Um, I would say anyone who looks to get into Bleach, just be prepared for be prepared for there's a couple of lulls or whatever it's called in the action where you're just sitting there and you're like, ah, yeah. I will say Ichigo is my favorite main character. Well, he's my favorite main character in anime. He's up there for favorite character in anime as a whole. Still, number one is Gohan. Um, I would say Ichigo's probably up there in a top five. I would say Gohan, and then you got Oh, I'm trying to think where everyone would go at, but I will say a moment that I'm thinking would consist of in no particular order other than Gohan being number one. So Gohan number one, and then throwing Kakashi and Itachi, throwing Killua, and probably Ichigo. I would I would say Soma from Food Wars actually, as weird as it sounds, I mean I really love Food War actually. So I love my cooking shows though, so it's just I love the cooking shows and I love the cooking competitions. So I mean, Food War was right down my alley. The weird sexual ways, you kind of question how to feel during that. You're like, it seems wrong to watch. But going back to the other thing though, Ichigo is my favorite main character in anime, top five characters in anime, and it just every time in Bleach, it's the one anime to me where like, and you could call this like a hindrance to it act too. I think whenever, like, it's just not as good when Ichigo's not being a part of it. But, as for me, like, I'm not, like, you want to like Chad, but Chad does nothing. Want to, Uryu's kind of just, I mean, he's so much lamer than, like, any, like, I mean, like, the, like, edgy whatever, like, I mean, you could be like, you got Uryu, but then it's like, Sasuke's right there. You got Uryu, but then Vegeta's right there. You got Uryu, but then, I mean, ah, I mean, it's just, and I realize that he's a dark type, crap baskets, but, it, and then, because I wouldn't throw Kill in there, but yeah, like, I really just, like, I really like the parts with Ichigo and Bleach. I really like Hitsugaya, really like Rukia. Hitsuga, I mean, the thing is with Hitsugaya and Rukia, spoiler to an extent, I mean, whatever, but the main, I mean, Hitsugaya has, like, Bonkai with being an ice dragon. Rukia's, like, whole, like, gimmick to her Zanpakuto is, I mean, well, I can say gimmick for both of them, really. Their gimmicks are, like, well, one has Ice Dragon, with that being Hitsugaya, but Rukia has, like, maybe not, like, eyes and, like, just freezing stuff and whatever. It's like, that's so cool to me. So, I mean, and, I mean, Rukia's really, like, I really love Rukia's character. They really, um, I could have done with a different outcome at one part in this series. I am trying to say this as ambiguous as possible because there are people who haven't seen stuff, and I think whenever there's moments that are the true, like, this is the parts that are, like, this is, like, the main story stuff. It's like, you need to not be skewed. You need to not be spoiled on that stuff. No, I mean, if I were to tell you that there's characters that Ichigo fights, then, I mean, I feel like I could say, like, yeah, he fights these people, and oh, he wins these battles, because, I mean, shonen protagonist. But the thing is there's also battles where it's like, he's gonna lose this one, because shonen protagonist. But, that's kind of just, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, what a great episode, if you like Bleach. So, I've been really, really exciting. I think. I've been happy. I've been talking about. I've been looking off. Again, if you haven't, I mean, if you would have heard me talk about this, like, in the past, like, couple, like, half year, I guess at this point. Oh my gosh, it's almost April, or it is April, or what? Where does time go? Okay, it's not April. It's the 31st, like tomorrow. It just don't get joked, guys. Just don't get joked. But that's gonna be it. Again, if you, but okay, well, hold on. Let's just clear this floor while I say this. So, I mentioned during Scarlet and Violet, like, I started to read, and at this point, I haven't really read much afterwards. But I read Can't For Your Own, which is the light novel with Bleach. Not written by Kubo, but it's kind of got signed off by Kubo. And, like, a lot of the stuff seen with light novels, I don't know. But I will say, Can't For Your Own World is really good. It's, I mean, hey, it's got me into wanting to read. So, like, that's, I mean, I think I can say that and be, like, a big seller. So if you like Bleach, if you if you've already, if you've either read the manga, seen the manga to the past, like, and just finished it, so past the Thousand Year Blood War, or if you just don't care about spoiler stuff, which I don't know if there's any, like, huge, like, true spoilers to the Thousand Year Blood War. Like, Can't Feel Your Own World is an amazing read if you like Bleach. And that was the Bleach episode, I guess. I want to thank you all so much for just watching. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, I'm Gallon Ostrich. That's a capital Goo. If you like Bleach and you made it all the way to the end, please subscribe. I might mention it again here or there. Who knows? Peace out, guys.